yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
he said my team fighting is what's holding me back, and he's like my macro and decision making is like good enough or fine. So he said just play your games and like fight to the death like every game. So that's what I am just like trying to do, not really
Okay.
caring about winning or losing. So if you can just review the fighting and like
Sure.
maybe break down like
The
how should
mechanics.
I
Yeah. Okay.
approach? Yeah, just like what I did versus what I should be doing, you
Okay.
know?
Well, to me, this fight's perfect so far. You want to flash, so they stay under tower aggro. If they've weren't in tower aggro, you wouldn't flash. You would just leave with normal EQ, correct? But here you flash like, oh, I want to stun him while he's under tower still, correct?
Yep.
Okay, makes sense to me. Double kill looks perfect. Okay, another mid fight. I think when you go for this, the only time you EQ volley is if you think I can save my Mal's or stall his death long enough where he can get more damage off. If you think that this Malzahar is still dying no matter what, and CCing volley won't stall his death by much because Hui is the one finishing him off, then it's better to just be trading mid for mid. They'll kill my Malzahar. If I land EQ on Hui, then Hui will die, and then I'll kill Hui, and it's 1 for 1. It's chill. But when you go
Yeah.
for a volley bear, you're not playing for like the guaranteed 1 for 1 line, which is like the quote unquote the safe line. You're going for like a double kill line or like a save Malzahar and it's a 0-0 line. So this is like when you go for volley stun, it's either a I want 0-0 no one to die, or I want to Malzahar dies but then I kill volley, or I get like a double kill here, which I think is like gritty or unrealistic, especially because you have no items. So I think that's like the safe play is just EQ the way. But it's not about this play specifically. It's anytime you go for like a peeling over diving. Peeling is when you think you could actually save them, or you think that you can stall their death where they can add more value to the fight. Like okay, because he lives an extra second, he's able to get an extra combo off, but then you ask yourself, is that combo he's getting off more damage than if I just EQ'd Hui myself? You know, um, I think in this case, I think it's way safer and realistic that you just EQ that you just keep walking to like this point because you're still in Fog War, they still don't see you, right? And then you'll just
Mhm.
EQ the Hui. And then boom, Malzahar
Mhm.
dies and Hui dies, and it's 1 for 1, and that's completely chill for you.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh,
Agreed. Agreed.
because it ends up being 1 for 1 anyways, but now you see if Hui has flash, looks way, she can
Yeah.
flash out and looks way less guaranteed, right?
Yep.
I guess you're fighting to the death no matter what, but like, Volibear is just a stronger champion. He also has lethal tempo and
I
you have
almost
conquer.
outplayed him. Yeah, I
Oh yeah,
almost outplayed
it
him.
was close. It was close. I'll give you that. I think when you're fighting as well as a good habit, anytime I'm fighting near a bush, in the bush, outside the bush, I don't care. I just always drop my ward in the bush. There's a chance you could have got one extra auto off if you didn't cancel your auto there with the bush right here. See that?
Oh, yeah.
Anytime
I
I'm
probably.
not fighting anywhere near a
Mhm.
bush and I have a ward, I'm just like at this point I don't even think about it. I have it muscle memory where I just instinctively place my board in the bush because the amount of time the games you thousands and thousands of games where I've played where I don't insta ward the bush and then they get exactly that happens. Once half a second of fog of war makes you stutter step and then it fucks everything up. It's like super super
Yep.
common. But okay, that fighting was all pretty decent. No big problems except for obviously stuff like oh you should have went on the Hui instead. No, this looks perfect. I don't think there's any way you could. I was thinking maybe you could auto and then EQ, but I don't think so because he could always EQ he could always fear your EQ technically in a tower. So I think this is perfectly played. Here, don't like. I think notice your XP. I think if you can act nonchalant and just walk at them and knowing oh I'm about to hit level 6 off these 3 minions, you can walk on them as the last tower shot's going on the minion, you could EQ on double them, and then you'll get ult as they're knocked up, and then you can maybe out like 2v1 outplay just because you have ult advantage and they're both half HP, you
I
know?
wasn't sure if those three like range
Oh,
minions
you
were
just
was
didn't know.
giving me six.
Okay,
Yeah, I didn't
I think
know.
if anything, it's still fine to be like maybe right now you don't know, but I feel like once you see these minion die, now you should. Then you see this, now you'll definitely know, right? So if you're not sure going
Yeah, I
into
was
it,
hoping.
then you could just
Yeah.
walk normally, play by ear, kill auto one, and then you'll see the XP bar move, and then you'll like again right now it's hard to tell, but we agree once there's like only 1 minion left, it should be like it's super obvious, right? So I think you can like still hold on for the chance and just not use your spells, just use autos, don't EQ. And then right now, once like before you auto this minion, you'd notice okay, I definitely about to hit 6. Even right now, you can start walking, and now you can just EQ now, you know. Uh, so I think it's a nice creative fighting idea, especially if you want to fight more. You should be looking for more ideas like this. Um, One thing as well, if you want to fight more, anytime I'm basing like this, where I'm like so close item but I don't have it, and I don't want to leave in my head like I don't want to leave base with 470 gold. Ask yourself, am I guaranteed fighting these grubs? If the answer is yes, which I think it is because you're strong, he did the dragons you want to trade, you have top prio, mid's been super gankable. I would just buy an extra longsword right now because it's gonna buy into your next item. You're gonna go Sunder next or Cleaver next or whatever you build next. An extra longsword will never go wrong, right? So and as long as we
Okay.
get like Eclipse is how much the gold is Eclipse right now? It's
675.
625. So
625, yeah.
if let's say you buy an extra longsword right now, you have 100 gold. So then you need 500. 500 gold, blue, grump, wolves, grubs, maybe an assist or something is gonna. You're no matter what, your next base will have eclipse, right? So I'd rather buy longsword now than leave base with 500 gold.
Would you get the health crystal, ruby crystal?
Uh, you could honestly. I'd probably just buy another longsword because look at your look at your items right now. You're already pickaxe, warhammer, longsword. By having an extra longsword, you're actually like look, you're doing so much damage. You know, I think you could definitely catch some people off guard with your damage, especially because enemy like the enemy champions. If they were like tankier bruiser champions, like what noodles, then yeah, you go health crystal just to join the noodle party. But their top laner is playing Vayne. And their mid laner is playing Hui. These are like super squishy, somewhat immobile carries. Like in my head versus Vayne, if you have an extra longsword here, or two longswords, or like a Dirk, or just just fly AD, your EQ ult might not one shot her, but it brings her like 10, 20%. It's definitely doing some fucking big damage, you know. Uh, so yeah, okay, let's watch this. Start with ult, perfect. Into EQ, perfect.
So Perry was telling me yesterday, like I start too many fights with ult, and I should know why I'm starting a fight with ult rather than EQ. Like this time I did it because of his fear, right?
Yeah, this is when
Um,
you should do it.
so like just something to keep in your head when looking.
Yeah,
He was basically saying that I should look to EQ first more often. I'm just like defaulting to ult first when it's not always the best play.
okay. Well, if I see it, I'll let you know. So far, I haven't seen it. The ult there is correct because he has fear. If you EQ and you fuse it, then he'll just live. This is back to our game of chicken. You just walk up and auto him. He flashes away, you'll follow with flash.
As soon as it happened, your voice was ringing in my head. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I'm
It's just,
dumb.
it's just chicken. Chicken game.
I know
Uh,
there's no reason to go back in. I was just
I don't
catching
think the
breath.
3v3 is bad. You just have to instantly flash keep your HP because you EQ
Flash
it
out.
back in when you're quarter HP, right? Look at your HP. But if
Yeah.
you flashed out way earlier and you're ult EQing your full HP, this is maybe playable. You get like a 2-man ult. Your conquer's fully stacked. Maybe you'll kill the volley before he kills you. It's not guaranteed, and volley's pretty strong. But if you ever were gonna like play this fight, it would be with full HP. When you're half HP or a quarter HP, there's no way you're playing this fight. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I was in range to like ult
No, you aren't.
buffer
That's
that.
the best you
Yeah.
can do. You're not range on ult, so you have to leave with EQ, even though he'll fear it.
Maybe I just keep walking.
No, he'll just ult. Then he'll just fear you before you're on ult range. You won't be able to cancel it. I think EQ's fine. Good EQ. Hold our ult for his dash or his flash. This game of chicken. Nice. It's fine to use it there at the end to execute him. Bad EQ. Very self-explanatory. We just missed it. You missed that Q as well?
I think I hit him, but I think he got a shield.
No, you missed.
No, I missed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my cursor's not even pointed over there. I don't know what happened. Like,
I
is it?
mean, that's what I always say.
It was for a split second, and
It
I
wasn't on him
mistimed it.
because if you put your icon, I always say wait for it to turn red and then before you do it, right? Because here, like, if you actually look when you queued right now. See your mouse? It's a free ball
But then
queue.
it doesn't even point over there when it goes through it. Right? It goes up into the bush. See that?
Yeah, wait, let me see it again then. It could be
I don't.
it's your animation.
I think I pressed Q.
Your animation takes a second. No,
I think I pressed Q
that's
when it
true.
was.
No, it is right. Look, you're free balling. You gotta stop free balling with the skill shots. Look, press Q right now. Look at your mouse. See your mouse?
Yeah,
Watch
that's bottom.
watch the thing. Wait, see, Dragon Strike. See, how you're moving your mouse now, but when this animation starts, it was here,
Yeah,
right? But that's why I always talk about I always call it a free ball. Here, 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 here. You can be here. I don't care about all this. I The easiest way to land skill shots on any champion in the game is just put your cursor on their character model, wait for it to turn red, and then click it. See how you put
yeah,
see how now your mouse is on him, now it's red. Boom. Now you press Q,
yeah,
it will hit him no matter what. Dodge left, dodge down, dodge like this. It doesn't matter. It will follow. It's like gonna follow him almost like. Um, so yeah, I mean this one's like really self. It's just two skill shots you missed here. Boom, you land this EQ. Mountain Alice dies. Lucian gets Triumph. He'll stall his death a little more. Or option B is you go for the safe play and you could just EQ the Volibear who's right in front of you, who's gonna guarantee get hit, guarantee die, save Lucian's life.
that's
And
better
and
too.
then you'll
So
kill the guy afterwards. Technically, this is still fine because if we only EQ on Nihilus, then again Lucian will get Triumph. Um, and Nihilus would be dead right now because he would have been knocked out this entire time, hit this entire time. Nihilus is dead, and now you'd be able to, and then you'd be able to, and even then, right now, if you land this Q on Volibear, he'll still die. So imagine Volibear is dead because this Q lands, and Nihilus died earlier because we EQ'd him, and now you're gonna play to clean up Hui, and it's still in total, it's still 3 for 1. Lucian died, but you killed three. You killed Yasuo, you killed Nihilus, you killed Volibear. 3 for 1's obviously still really good. So I think both ways are playable. Technically, going for Nihilus is the more greedy play because when you go for Nihilus first, you're going for a triple kill because you're going for Nihilus kill and then volley. If you're going for just the Volibear kill, then you're just playing for 2 kills. So it's basically a choice. Do you want to play for potential 3 for 0, or do you want to play for a guaranteed 2 for 0? Guaranteed 2 for 0 is just kill Volibear, save Lucian. This other third route where you go for Nihilus and then go for Volibear is a potential 3 for 0, worst case scenario 3 for 1. You know, that's if we play like the mechanics accordingly. Make sense? So that's why I don't really mind going for Nihilus. Yes, it is like the more risky play, but also when the game is not going like well, the game is 9 to 14 at the start of this. I think going for like the actual like risk kill is fine, especially because technically this is like the actual risky play is like the quote unquote the more fighting line as well, which is what you want to do, right? But
okay,
when you miss the skill shots, it's obviously gonna look really terrible, and
yeah,
you only have 2 skill shots and you miss both of them, so that's
yeah,
all it is. Oh, don't forget when you're fighting like this, just throw your flag max range to get the assist.
yeah. Should have.
If you're gonna be fighting more, off Perry's advice, then you also have to be more greedy with your gold. Because if you're fighting more, you also need more items. Because if you're just fighting with while being weak, then you're just gonna be inting. You know. So this is where like stealing kills
So
comes into
how
effect.
do I like? What do you mean by like? What am I supposed to do for that?
Like no, like the example like the flag thing. Like because when you flag, it's not free. The way assist gold works is
You
assist gold
like
is always
steal it from
it's
a
always
team.
150 gold. So if 2 people get assist, it's 75 75. If 3 people get assist, it's I can't do math. Fucking what is that? 50 50,
50.
right? And then vice versa. So right now, this guy died, you didn't flag it. Nami got 75 gold, Miles got 75 gold. By you throwing your flag, technically Nami gets 50, Miles gets 50, you get 50. So throwing your flag in itself is like a selfish act because you're taking gold from your teammates, right? But in my head, so like, but if I'm like gonna fight more and I want to be the carrier and I want to just like, be more items, I would always steal the assist gold, thinking like, oh well, again I'm fighting hella, right? Or again, instead of like letting your teammate last hit the kill, you'll like go everywhere last hit it. It's just like just subconsciously like doing like every small action slightly more greedy or slightly more selfish to get as much gold and items as possible, so we can fight more. You know, because if we're starving,
Okay.
then we can't really force fights because we're just the fights will just even if you play the fights perfectly, you're just down stats. You know, it's just a math game.
Okay.
Flash ult, yep, looks good. Mm, Loki, not really much you could have done here. I think he did a really good job. Insta hesitate no flash, and you're running away this entire time.
I think I have to just queue to my flag, right, instead of to my
I th-
team.
I thought so too. Like I wouldn't queue to my flag here, but then like there's a good chance that they'll just like you'll just die eventually. Like they'll just chase you. Vayne will go this way, and I'll also go this way. I don't think you're really escaping. It's like looking at like what happens now. It's like, yeah, you should queue the flag, but I think it's not crazy to think that okay, if I could just survive for 2 more seconds, get Nami healed, um, maybe Nami hits her bubble on the Volibear, then you'll be able to just EQ out in 2 seconds. So I don't know. I think it's hindsighty. I think in the moment it's really hard to tell which one's better. I don't know. I'll keep watching. Fight went well. I feel like it's Perry's advice is in your head, because like
Yeah.
in my head I would just want to ult him here, like just insta ult him, and then if he ults out, then I'll just follow with my EQ, or if he flashes out, then I'll just follow with my EQ. Like I think there's nothing wrong with leading with your ult a lot of times if it's not like
I
it,
think in this situation it makes sense too.
yeah. I mean obviously it's situational change. Sometimes you lead with your ult, sometimes you lead with EQ. I think this is a case where you start with your ult. Um, Technically, if you just like, I don't know, like he's right, and the thing is like we're both right and we're both wrong. Cause like if you just don't miss your EQ, then yes, leading with EQ is better. But if you're gonna miss it, then I'd rather you lead with ult. But technically, then we should argue that like you should not do that like 1,000 driving games. You should not be missing an EQ when you're melee range of the enemy jungler. Like you're literally like in his face, right? So like it goes both
Yeah.
ways. Like if you're gonna miss it, then I'd rather you ult than not miss it. But also we should be training to not be missing our skill shots that are super hittable, right? That's why I think we're it's funny. I think we're both right. We're like, yeah, if you want to win this game, then just do the safe play and ult. But
Yeah.
if you want to improve, then yeah, we should not be. It should not
Yeah.
be
No.
considered acceptable to be missing that EQ on the Volibear who's
Yeah.
literally melee
I,
range.
I I think I think that's the correct takeaway because he
Hmm.
was just saying like you just need to land your EQ a lot
Yeah,
more than you are currently.
which is like, well, which I agree. I mean, which is what I'm saying too. Like I agree with him. It's just like one of the things where like not every player's gonna land every skill shot realistically. So like there's multiple perspectives to this.
Yeah, I think I just been like getting by with not letting EQ in like some games, and I feel like I just need to stop.
Which is
Like,
Jarvan's most important spell, yeah. So like not landing your most
yeah,
important spell is like pretty crazy.
yeah, I just need to like focus on it
Mhm.
a lot more. Because I feel like before I was like prioritizing everything else, like macro and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Now I'm literally only prioritizing like playing my champion.
Mhm. I think it was good. 'I wouldn't fly. I mean, your E's up in literally once in like 1 second. So at this point, like I would, if you're not, since you're not 1 HP, just tank the damage and just EQ out instead of flashing out. And if you're gonna EQ out, EQ over the wall. Don't EQ in a way he can't follow. Wall, wall. Why are we EQing in a way he can follow us? This is so weird.
Yeah.
2 things on this fight. One, you didn't you didn't play to proc your Sunder at all. Um, on the Volibear. Two, I think your ult's good. I think you could just be way more patient. I think you ulted boom, and Loki, you can just kind of like just wait in your pit for like a second. See if you're not able to like instantly visualize it, is it a winning fight, losing fight, which is fine. I'm not expecting you to. Then you should just wait to like see. Because I think if the fight's like winning, like super winning, then this is a correct EQ because you essentially CC these two guys, and now you're gonna CC this guy. So you're essentially CCing 3 people or annoying 3 people. If the fight's losing or slow or even, then you should be just EQing out into this guy because here this EQs you to safety. So this guy hits you, this guy can't hit you, this guy can't hit you, and you're CCing this guy, so you're killing this guy for free, and you're putting yourself at safety. But now you're EQing to put yourself in danger, and if your team's killing Nala very slow or they are low king damage, then technically yes, your team's killing Nihilus, but their team's killing you, and obviously you're more important than Nihilus, right? So I think in this case, if you play slightly slower and realize, oh shit, the fight's like not going very well, or my team's kind of behind, or my team has no good tank killers here. Like Malzahar is Lucian's not very good tank killer. Malzahar does not want to ult the Nihilus. Obviously, he wants to save it for more important target. So because since your teammates don't kill tanks very well, Nihilus is tankier than you. We'd have to just EQ the Nihilus, putting ourselves to safety so we're not dying, and just CCing this guy so our team doesn't have to chase him 20 years to kill him, you know? And then this thing is like it's stopping Vayne from hitting my team, stopping Hui from hitting our team, and Volibear has to walk all the way around. And by the time Volibear like walks around our ult, we're 4 core while they guys are like kind of split up as 3, you know? And then obviously once we kill Nihilus, we're just playing a 4v3 with still having Malzahar ult. So I think here
This
you
yeah,
jump the gun.
this makes a lot of sense for the sequence that ended up happening with my ult. So, but like even before I ult, if you can just freeze it, yeah, even like 1 second, 1 or 2 seconds before. So like pause once I'm in the fight. So right here, right? What what is like the perfect play or like the best play, like with all things considered?
I actually think the perfect play is ult and then EQ Nihilus. I actually think this is the perfect play because the problem is you can't EQ you can't just EQ Nihilus now because then you're just gonna again you're just trading down. You're
Gonna
gonna
die.
kill Nihilus the same time they gonna kill you, and again you're more important than Nihilus. A and B, your team's behind, so 3v3 isn't winning and 44 isn't winning. You need to do a 4v3, right? So by killing Nihilus and you surviving, then you're in a 4v3. Um, because there's no other line. Because another line is like technically another line is same thing with the version as EQing here and then ulting this guy, but that's just worse, you know?
That's way worse.
That's way
Yeah.
worse, right? Because thing is, you always want to go like hit the guy that your team can hit on. There's in like this is a balling thing. Oh, fuck this. No, this is too long to explain. This is like individual coaching. Because normally I would break this down for like 20-minute fight, but I just don't have the time in group coaching. Group coaching is like a very like vague like uh skimmed version of my coaching. But TLDR, you want to hit someone that your teammates can hit, and you want them to not be able to hit you by doing any other line EQ him, EQ him, EQ him, ult him, they're gonna hit you, and your team and you can't stop them by ulting
Yeah.
here and then EQing here. Vayne range is not long. This is a Vayne range. Her auto range is like this. Vayne is a short range AD carry, right? So by
Yep.
doing this and then EQing out here, Vayne can't hit you. Your team can hit Nihilus. Volley can't hit them. Your team can hit Nihilus. Hui is the only one that can hit people, but she's also like gonna be like panicking because she's an immobile mage inside a Hecarim ult, inside a Jarvan ult, you know. And then so normally you'd kill this Nihilus, you'd get Triumph, you'd get Sundered proc on him, and then you just enjoy team fight 4v3. And then once Malzahar ults someone, you're gonna EQ out. Your EQ is a 6 second cooldown, and then you're gonna save your next EQ for whoever Mal's ults. Mal's ults not Volibear, you're ulting that guy. Mal's ults, I mean, Eing that guy. Mal's ults Vayne, you're EQing that guy. So I actually think that like the perfect fight in my head is ult this and then EQ Nihilus. I don't think there's any other way to
Okay.
play it,
Okay.
and then the game's over. So
Yep.
that was just all. Those are just all the fights in the game. Everything you want to look at.
Yep. That's everything.